Imagine a world where robots and artificial intelligence handle your daily tasks. How would that change your job, your career, and the way you work? As we stand on the precipice of a new era, we're forced to ponder, how will automation shape our jobs and our lives? Will it liberate us, or will it leave us grappling with uncertainty? Will we be able to navigate this change, or be swept away by it? This video will explore these questions and the impact of automation on the traditional work model and the gig economy. Think back to the traditional 9-to-5 job, the 40-hour work week. Is it a relic of the past or a stable foundation? This model, often referred to as the standard employment contract, has been the cornerstone of our work lives for decades. It's a framework that offers a sense of security and stability. You clock in, do your hours, clock out, and at the end of the month, you can expect a paycheck. This system provides a certain peace of mind. This model also brings structure to our days and weeks, creating a rhythm that can be both comforting and efficient. It can foster a sense of team spirit and camaraderie, as you spend a significant part of your day with the same group of colleagues. But it's not all rosy. The traditional work model can also be restrictive. Fixed hours and locations can limit flexibility and autonomy. It can feel like a rigid box that doesn't always accommodate the various dimensions of our lives or the changing dynamics of the modern world. Moreover, this model can potentially lead to stagnation. The comfort of a stable job might discourage us from seeking new challenges or taking risks. It could inhibit innovation, as there's often little incentive to disrupt the status quo. And then, there's the question of work-life balance. Do we live to work or work to live? The traditional model seems to blur these boundaries, often leaning towards the former. It can leave little room for personal growth, self-discovery, or even just time to breathe. So, is the traditional work model a rock-solid foundation or a relic of the past? Perhaps it's a bit of both. It has served us well, offering stability and structure, but it also has its drawbacks, from inflexibility to potential stagnation. While this model has served us well in the past, the world is changing. Let's explore what's emerging on the horizon. Enter the gig economy, a labor market characterized by short-term contracts or freelance work. Is it a realm of freedom or a land of uncertainty? The gig economy has surged over the last few years, and it's not hard to see why. With the rise of digital platforms and the internet, it's become easier than ever to connect workers with those who need their services. Everything from graphic design to dog walking can be outsourced to freelancers. And for many, it's an attractive alternative to the traditional 9-to-5. The gig economy offers a level of flexibility and autonomy that's hard to find in traditional employment. It allows individuals to be their own boss, choose when and where they work, and even pick projects that align with their interests. For some, it's the freedom they've always dreamed of. But it's not all rosy. The gig economy also brings with it a degree of uncertainty. Income can be inconsistent, with dry spells between gigs making budgeting a challenge. And let's not forget the lack of traditional benefits. Most freelancers don't have access to employer-sponsored health insurance, retirement plans, or paid time off. There's also the absence of job security. A contract can end at any time, and finding the next gig can sometimes be a daunting task. With all these factors in play, it's clear that the gig economy is a double-edged sword. It offers freedom and flexibility, but also carries a heavy load of uncertainty and instability. The question then becomes, is the trade-off worth it? The gig economy is reshaping the way we work, but is it sustainable in the long run? It's hard to say. What is certain, though, is that as we move further into the digital age, the gig economy and the issues surrounding it will continue to be a hot topic. As we navigate the future of work, it's crucial that we weigh the benefits and drawbacks of this new labor market. Whether it's a realm of freedom or a land of uncertainty is up to interpretation and perhaps personal experience. Now imagine a world where robots take over repetitive tasks. Is this an opportunity to focus on higher value work or a threat to our jobs? Let's consider the traditional work model first. Automation undoubtedly presents a potential threat, as machines and artificial intelligence are poised to replace humans in many roles. This is especially true for jobs that involve routine, repetitive tasks. However, there's another perspective to consider. Freed from the drudgery of mundane tasks, humans could focus on work that requires higher-level cognitive skills, creativity, and emotional intelligence, things that machines still can't replicate. But what about the gig economy? It's a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, automation could reduce the demand for gig workers, as many tasks currently outsourced to freelancers could be automated. On the other hand, the rise of automation could also create new opportunities for gig workers. For example, there will be a need for people to design, build, maintain, and repair the machines. Additionally, as businesses save money through automation, they might have more resources to invest in specialized or creative projects, providing more opportunities for freelancers with niche skills. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. Automation has the potential to increase productivity, reduce errors, and save time and money. But it also raises important questions about job security, income inequality, and the future of work. It's not just about whether we'll have jobs, but what kind of jobs we'll have, and whether those jobs will provide a decent living. The key point here is that automation is not inherently good or bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, its impact will depend on how we use it. If we approach it thoughtfully, we can use automation to create a future of work that's more productive, more creative, and more fulfilling. Automation is inevitable, but its impact will depend on how we adapt and navigate this change. In this rapidly changing world, adaptation is key. Can we adapt to these changes, or will we perish? This question is not just a philosophical musing, but an urgent call to action. The future of work, driven by automation and the gig economy, will require a new kind of flexibility, not just in our working hours or job descriptions, but in our very skill sets. In this digital age, the only constant is change. Technology evolves at an unprecedented rate. Jobs that exist today might become obsolete tomorrow, replaced by roles we can't even conceive of yet. It's a thrilling yet daunting reality. So how do we navigate this? The answer lies in adaptability, the ability to modify or change ourselves to fit into changing conditions. Adaptability has always been a valuable trait, but in the future of work, it will become indispensable. We cannot afford to be stagnant, to rest on our laurels, and expect our current skills to carry us through our entire careers. This leads us to the concept of lifelong learning, the continuous pursuit of knowledge and skills throughout our lives. It's about staying curious, staying engaged, and most importantly, staying relevant. It's about recognizing that learning doesn't stop when we leave the classroom or graduate from university. In fact, in many ways, that's where it truly begins. Upskilling, reskilling, learning, unlearning, relearning. These are the buzzwords of the future of work. They represent the continuous cycle of adaptation that will be required of us. We will need to be proactive, to seek out new opportunities to learn and grow, to anticipate changes and prepare for them. The future of work is rife with uncertainty, but it also holds immense potential for those willing to adapt and evolve. It's not just about surviving, but about thriving in a world of constant change. It's about finding opportunities and challenges, about turning the unknown into the known. The future of work is uncertain, but one thing is clear. Adaptability and lifelong learning will be our greatest assets. And with these, we will not just endure the future of work, but shape it. So what does the future of work look like? Is it a world of automation and gig jobs, or something entirely different? The answers to these questions are as varied as the individuals and industries grappling with them. We've delved into the implications and opportunities of the automation revolution and how it's changing the landscape of labor. We've seen how jobs are shifting from the traditional 9-to-5 towards the gig economy, bringing both freedom and uncertainty. Navigating these changes will be challenging. However, it's essential to remember that each shift in the work paradigm has always come with its set of opportunities and threats. It's up to us to identify these and adapt accordingly. The key is to maintain a balance between embracing new technology and preserving the human touch. After all, machines may be efficient, but they lack the creativity and compassion that make us uniquely human. We also need to rethink our definition of work. In a world where tasks can be automated and jobs can be done from anywhere, what does work mean? Perhaps it's time to focus less on the what and more on the why. Why do we work? Is it just to earn a living, or is it to contribute to something larger than ourselves? The future of work is not set in stone, it's up to us to shape it. So how do you envision your future of work?